So other students are joining. By that time, let us revise the. Uh, yeah, good afternoon. So let us revise the definitions and some of the examples we discussed in the last lecture. So in the last lecture, we defined the definition of topology. So first of all, what is power set of X? That is the set of all subsets of the given set X. Now, what is topology? Topology is a collection of topology is a subset of power set of X, right? Topology tau is a subset of power set of X, where X is the given set on which we are defining the topology. So basically, we want to identify what are the open sets in X. So that depends on what are the elements in tau. So given set is X, we are considering a subset of the power set of X which satisfies these three properties. So first thing is that tau should be non-empty set. So therefore the first condition is there should be phi and there should be X, which are the two elements of tau. So tau is a non-empty set which contains these two elements, and whenever we have finitely many elements u1, u2, un in tau, its intersection also belongs to tau. So as many finitely many elements of tau we are taking, every time we should get that the intersection belongs to tau. That means tau is closed under finite intersection. So basically this should be true for all then. And the third condition is that you take any arbitrary collection of elements of tau. When we take its union, then if each of ui belongs to tau, then the union also should be belongs to tau. That means tau is closed under arbitrary union. Arbitrary union means we are taking arbitrary collection of elements of tau. It may be finite collection, it may be infinite collection. So therefore it depends on what I we are taking. Therefore it is called tau is closed under arbitrary union. And once we get such a subset tau of power set of X which satisfies these three properties, elements of tau we will call they are the open subsets of given set X. So if we give such a collection tau, we will be able to identify what are the open subsets of that particular set X. So first example which we consider is X is any set, then the topology containing these two elements tau it defines a topology that satisfy all these three properties. So such a topology is called trivial topology, and the elements in this tau are 2, phi and x. So that means phi and x are open sets. So in this topology, the only two sets are open, phi and x. So on the other hand, we have a discrete topology on a given set X. So that topology is nothing but the full collection power set of X. We know that tau is always a subset of power set of X. But in this example of discrete topology, we are considering tau is exactly power set of X. So in every example of topology, we always get that phi x is contained in tau is contained in power set of X for every topology tau on X. This is satisfied. So this case is called trivial topology. This is called full topology. So in other words, it is called discrete topology. All other topologies are in between these two sets. So in particular, we have discussed one example, which is so if I take x equal to 1, 2, 3, then power set of X contains 2 power 3 elements, that is 8 elements. So all these are elements. So these all 8 elements are open whenever I consider discrete topology on this 3 element set. And then we check that this is not a topology because it is not, the intersection property is not satisfied here. Okay, and then we were discussing standard topology. So let us start with some new example today, and that example is called cofinite topology or finite complement topology. So let me define that. So example is, so I am a given any arbitrary set X. Now on this set X, I want to define finite complement topology. So this example is known as finite complement topology. So what is this topology? So let tau be the set U such that U is a subset of X and X minus U is either a finite set or whole X. So what are the elements of this tau? I am given the set X. This tau contains the sets U such that U is a subset of X and X minus U, that means U complement, is either a finite set or the whole set X. So X minus U is either a finite set or X minus U equals to X. So all such U we will take belongs to tau. So we need to verify all these three properties whether it is satisfied for this tau or not. So let us verify, check. Let us check three properties of topology for tau. So whether the three properties are satisfied or not. So what is the first property? First property we have to check is phi and x are elements of tau. So for that, let us start with the phi set. So if I take u equal to phi, then clearly phi is a subset of x, and second property we have to check is that x minus phi is either finite or whole x. So that we have to verify. So in this case, what is x minus u? X minus u is nothing but x minus phi. So that is phi complement. So phi complement is exactly the whole set X, right? So therefore u complement is should be either X or the finite set. So here we are getting x minus u is X. So that means what? Therefore u belongs to tau. So first condition is satisfied, that 5, so u is equal to 5. So in this case, what is u? U is 5. So it is element of tau. On the other hand, Let us check whether x belongs to tau or not. So if I take u is equal to x, then what is x minus u? X minus u is x minus x. So that is x complement. So that is nothing but phi. So when we consider a finite set, what is the definition of a finite set? So if you recall that the set is finite if either it is a null set or it is isomorphic to the set of natural number 1 2 up to n, some fixed n, right? So therefore in this case what we are getting is x u complement is phi, and phi is a which is a finite set. So what did we get here? We get that therefore u equal to x is a element of tau. So first axiom is satisfied. So any doubt in this first property? So you can unmute your microphone and ask whether if you have any doubt. Otherwise, I will continue. Okay. So is it clear? Very good. So let us discuss the second property. So for second property, we know that we have to check the whether it is closed under finite intersection. So we have to start with some n elements of tau. So let u1, u2, un are n elements of tau for any fixed n. So what we need to check is we need. So what is meaning of this? Meaning of this is u1, u2, un belongs to tau. What are the elements of tau? Elements of tau were the sets so that u is subset of x and the complement is either finite set or it is the whole set x. So therefore we are getting x minus ui is either a finite set or whole x for every I is equal to 1 2 up to n, right? So this is coming from the definition of tau, definition of the element of tau. So what we need to show in this second property, we need to show that the intersection I is equal to 1 to n ui belongs to tau. So this is the property of closed under tau is closed under finite intersection. So again, to show this, what we need to prove? The proof of the claim is that we need to show that the complement of this set is either finite or whole x. So x minus intersection I running from 1 to n ui, this set is either a finite set or it is whole x, right? So this is what we need to show. So now we know the property of the complement and the intersection, so that we can use here. So we know that x minus intersection I is equal to 1 to n ui is nothing but the union of x minus ui. So if you are not comfortable with this x minus ui, this is same as ui complement. So perhaps you should know that this complement ui dash or your ui complement, whatever you write. So you should keep in mind that you are taking complement with respect to x here when you write ui dash or ui complement. So we need to show that this set is either finite or it is whole of x. So now there are two cases. The first case is that any of if any of x minus ui is whole x, then what we will get? Then union of this will be what? It will be
X.
x, right? Very good. So this is whole of x, because if any of the set is the full set, then you take union of those sets, then you will get the full set. So first case is this: if any of x minus ui is x, then the union is x. And on the other hand, otherwise what? X minus ui is not equal to x for every x, I running from 1 to n, right? So that means what? X minus ui is either a finite set or it is whole of x. So if it is not x, that means x minus ui is a finite set, right? So therefore x minus ui is a finite set for every I, and this means what? Therefore the union of I is equal to 1 to n x minus ui is, if each of this set is finite set and I am taking the finite union, then finite union of a finite set is again a finite set. So therefore this is also a finite set. So in both this case, whether you take this case, then we'll get the union is x. If we take the second case, we'll get the union is the finite set. So that means in both the set, both the cases, this set is either finite or it is x. That means it belongs to tau. This belongs to tau. So basically we verified the second property. So therefore the intersection I running from 1 to n ui belongs to tau. So any doubt in this second property? Okay, if not, then I will continue to the third property. So for third property, we need to check that tau is closed under arbitrary union. So if I take, for arbitrary union, we have to take the arbitrary collection of elements of I, elements of tau. So if I take ui, so that I is a element of I, is a collection of elements of tau. Then what we need to check? Then the claim is that union I belongs to I, union of ui belongs to tau. So this is the closed property under arbitrary union. So to check that, let us start again with the property that to show this belongs to tau, we have to consider the complement. The complement is x minus ui, union ui. And then we know that this is nothing but the intersection of x minus ui. Now since ui belongs to tau, x minus ui is either a finite set or it is x. And this is true for every I in I. So now since we are considering the intersection, so we have two cases. If we take, so when this intersection will be x, so this intersection will be x if each of x minus ui is x, right? So therefore the intersection I belongs to I, x minus ui is equal to x if each x minus ui is equal to x. Each means for every I. So this is our first case. So on the otherwise what will happen if x minus ui is not x for some I, right? First case was that x minus ui is equal to x for every I. So negation of that sentence is that x minus ui is not equal to x for some I. So otherwise x minus ui is not equal to x for some I belongs to I. So in this case, what we will get? It is not x means it is a finite set. So x minus ui is a finite set for some I belongs to I. And from this, what we will get? We know that the intersection is contained in every set. So intersection I belongs to I, x minus ui is a subset of this particular I, right? If you confuse, then you can write here j for some j, because this is a fixed j. This is a fixed I0 or J0 you can use. So this is I0 for some fixed I0 in I, and that means this intersection is contained in x minus ui0, which is a finite set. So if I have a subset which is contained A is a subset of B and B is finite set, then A is also a finite set. So that we can use here. So therefore intersection I belongs to I, x minus ui is a finite set. So therefore, in both these cases, we are getting x minus the complement of the arbitrary union is either x or it is a finite set. So that means the arbitrary union is element of tau. Right. So this is the third property we have proved. So that means the topology we have defined here satisfy the tau we have defined here satisfies all the properties of the topology. So this particular tau is known as finite complement topology on the set X, and some books refer it as a in short as a cofinite topology. Finite complement topology or cofinite topology on a given set X. And then we know that if tau is a topology on X, then we can the elements of tau are called the open set on X, open subsets of X. So any doubt in this example? Did you understand it correctly? Okay. So so then let us try to understand what is this topology exactly? What kind of sets are open by selecting some particular choice of X. So example, so, so if X equal to the set of three elements A, B and C, then find tau with respect to finite complement topology. So I'm given this set X and I'm going to define tau to be the which we consider in the cofinite topology. That means in the previous example. So let us just write down what is the definition of tau. So what is tau? Tau is the U such that U is a subset of this three element set A, B and C. And what is the extra condition? U complement or X minus U or U dash is either finite set or whole X. So if you confuse, I can use the same notation X minus U here. Okay. So first thing is, if I take X is a finite set and if I take subset of X, can the complement of that set be infinite?
No.
It cannot be infinite, right? So that means the complement, because we are taking the actual space as a finite set only, So that means the complement will also be a finite set. So that means x minus u is always a finite set, right? So that means what? If x minus u, whatever u I take, it satisfies this property that x minus u is always a finite set. That means what all choices of u I have?
or set of or set of that
All
AB.
the subsets of the set x, right? So basically this is nothing but power set of x. So is it clear to all the students?
Yes, sir.
Right? So here all the elements of tau are nothing but all the subsets of x. So that is exactly power set of x. So that means what? This topology is nothing but the discrete topology, right? Because we are getting tau is exactly power set of x, and tau is power set of x means basically we are considering discrete topology. So tau is the discrete topology. So in other words, whenever we take a finite set x, whether you define cofinite topology on the that set or you define discrete topology on that, your tau in both the cases will be the same set, power set of x. So topology is same. So that means the collection of elements of tau is the all elements of power set of x. That means all the elements of power set of x are the open set, whether you consider finite complement topology or the discrete topology. So now let us take one example of a infinite set. So if I take x to be the set of natural numbers, then find some elements. The question is that find some elements of tau where tau is the co- cofinite or finite complement topology, finite complement topology on x equal to n. So we want to find some elements of tau. That means basically we want to find some open sets with respect to finite complement topology on the set of natural numbers. So let us first write down the definition. So always the definition will help us to identify the elements. So first thing we will always write down the definition. So what is tau? Tau is nothing but u, so that u is a subset of natural numbers, and n minus u is
So it will be trivial topology.
wait. So n minus u is either finite or x. So in this course, as I have mentioned earlier, that there will be uh, more internal components. So around 40% weightage I will be taking quizzes. So that quizzes might be most probably I may take through Moodle, and it will be kind of objective test. So I may keep negative marking, I may not keep negative markings, but guessing is not good. So first you try to understand the question and then answer the question. That will help you to score well in the subject. So let us try to understand this example. So we are taking x equal to the set of natural number, right? So if I take the set of natural numbers, then what are the sets which are open in this topology? The first thing is obviously x uh, either finite or the set of natural number n, right? So can you give one element here whether first thing is phi belongs to tau? Obviously, because it is a topology which we have already verified. The second is that now n also belongs to tau. So except these two sets, what kind of sets you have?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 except one को छोड़ के 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 बराबर.
Yes. So if I don't take one element, because basically we need the subset of natural numbers. If I don't take one element, I take 2, 3, 4, this set, whatever he has uh, suggested. So let us check whether this is element of tau. So if I am taking u to be this set, then clearly it is a subset of natural number. So what we need to check is we need to check the complement. Complement is either finite or it should be n, subset of natural numbers. So what is n minus u? N minus u is a singleton 1, and that we know that singleton 1 is a finite set, right? So that means what? That means this u is element of tau. So it is an open set. Now let me take some another. So let me call this u1. So if I take u2, suppose I am taking 1, 3, 5, 7, so on. So is this set belongs to tau?
No.
Why?
Complement is even numbers and it is infinite.
It is an infinite set. Very good. So then n minus u2 is what we are getting. This is the set of even numbers, and this set is a an infinite set, and also n minus u2 is not equal to n. So both the condition is fails. It is not finite set and it is not whole n. So therefore u2 is not element of tau. So what is the interpretation of u2 is not element of tau in terms of open set?
It's the exterior element.
No. What are the elements of tau? What we call them?
So U2 is not open, it's closed. We can say.
First thing you said is correct. U2 is not open. But it is not open, that doesn't means it is closed. So first thing what you said is correct. U2 is not open. If u2 belongs to tau, then we say it is open. If u2 is not belongs to tau, that means it is not open.
Yes, sir.
Right? So close, we will call the set is closed only when we take the complement. So if I have a set which is open, the set is closed if it is a complement of open set. So what we are getting is that I can rewrite that this means U2 is not an open set of X with respect to this tau or with respect to finite. So I can more precisely write this set of natural numbers with respect to finite complement topology. Now the third set I would like to consider is the singleton set. So if I take U3 defined to be, let us say, singleton 2, then I want to check U3 belongs to tau or not. So let us take the complement. So X minus U3 is nothing but natural number minus singleton 2, and that is 1, 3, 4, 5, so on. And we know that this is an infinite set, and it is not equal to the set of natural number. So this means what? U3 is not belongs to this tau. So therefore singleton 2 is not open in the set of natural number, right? But if I consider discrete topology on the set of natural numbers, then every subset of the natural number is a open. So that means singleton 2 is open in the set of natural number n. So singleton 2 is open when I consider discrete topology, but singleton 2 is not open when I consider cofinite topology. So that means I have a one set which is open in one topology but not open in other topology. So that means these two topologies are not same. So let us write down that as a remark. Singleton 2 is open in n means open subset of n when we take discrete topology. But singleton 2, so this is 2, is not open subset of n when we consider cofinite topology on n. So these are just some simple examples of the topology when we consider the cofinite topology. So let me now give you one exercise and then I will stop the lecture. So exercise is that If I take three element sets x equal to a, b and c, let me define two families, tau1 to be phi x means this whole set a, ab, right? And another collection I'm defining is phi x a and bc. So first question is that are tau1 and tau2 defines topology on the given set x? So this is first question. Second question is that find the smallest topology on x containing tau1 and tau2. And third question is that find the largest topology on x which is contained in both tau1 and tau2. So we know that every vector space, if I have two vector space, I can find a vector space which is a subset of v1 and v2 and which is the which is contained in both v1 v2, and same way I can find a vector space which contains v1 and v2. So as in the case of vector space, can we find topology also? If I have two topologies, can I find topology tau such that tau contains tau1 and tau2, and same way that is tau is contained in tau1 and tau2. So this is regarding that. Okay, so let me stop here, and if you have don't have any doubt, you may leave the session.